Hello and welcome to Street Talk here on DCTV. Our question for the week is, how do you feel about Davis's 0.5 vacancy rate?
I think they should definitely build some more apartment buildings. It's kind of ridiculous that we have a 0.5 vacancy rate and the rent prices are just way too high.
How much you ended up paying?
Much did I end up paying? Well, next year I'm paying $285 a month to share a room.
How far is that from campus?
Very close to campus.
Really?
It's actually on campus. I'm living in a sorority house.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
But it's Tandem. It's Tandem that's doing the rent cost. So they own a lot of apartment complexes around here.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a sad statement about business in Davis. People obviously should take advantage of that if there's only a 0.5 vacancy rate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously the town is growing.
Yeah.
The town is, I think, in a state of denial about the fact that it's growing. And there should be more apartment complexes going up, but it seems like every time somebody puts a proposal out to build something to solve that, somebody tries to stop it.
Has it been a problem for you at all? Has it come up?
For me, no.
No?
No, we lived in an apartment our sophomore year and got a great reference from our landlord, so we haven't had any problems with it. I've also lived with the same group of people for the past couple of years, so when we try to move somewhere, it looks very good to do that, but I know that it's been a problem for many people. I know that if you try going to King Properties or one of the other property companies around here, you need to get there right when the listings come out, otherwise you're not going to get anything acceptable at all. So a lot of people have problems commuting too.
Do you think the community is very sympathetic to students?
I think that's really an open question. I think in some ways they are. I think a lot of businesses are here to serve the students. I think that the town council is far less sympathetic to students than business owners are.
Okay.
So, but of course, in order to solve the vacancy rate, you have to build new places to live, and that goes through the city council, which is why you don't see that growth.
No, it hasn't really affected any of my friends.
Really?
No one that I've known, no.
Okay. That's cool.
Sorry, I couldn't.
That's okay.
No. Go ahead. We don't know what you guys are talking about. Sorry.
Oh, the vacancy housing rate.
Ah!
Are you taping this?
Yeah.
It's like really bad because it means it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. It means that anything people want to do, like outrageous application fees for, realty companies, they can charge whatever they want because they know that students don't have a choice, and a lot of students can't afford to go around and be paying $25 a piece to try to find a place to live, but they know they can do that and get 10, 15, 20, 30, however many people to pay that, so they're just raking in the bucks. I think it's a really bad situation.
Did you find housing for next year?
Not yet, actually. I'm still looking, because me and some friends are trying to find a house, which is a lot harder than trying to find an apartment, because we all play instruments and we want to make noise and stuff like that. So it's really hard. Yeah, I haven't found housing yet.
How do you feel?
I think it's bad too, because I don't have a house either. So,
So you're looking for an apartment for next year? Or a house for next year?
yeah, kind of.
Okay. Thank you.
Not aware of it.
Okay.
Okay, the 0.5, so I'm supposed to be a spiel on the 0.5 vacancy rate. 0.5 vacancy rate is ridiculous. I was reading an article recently, and it's not even healthy. Healthy for like a city is something like 5, 6, 7.5. I think it was 7.5% vacancy rate. And it's just ridiculous. And my friends and I don't even know where we're gonna go. And it causes rent to go up so much higher than it naturally should. I mean, it's already good, like things are pretty reasonable in Davis, but still, it's just too high. And there's not enough places to find housing in. It's not right. That's my spiel. I mean, if I wasn't going abroad next year, and if I actually had to live in Davis, then I don't know what I would do. I mean, I'm a RA here in Emerson Hall, and a lot of people, they have trouble finding somewhere. They have to look so early because if you wait until the end of the year, until near the end of the year, until summer, it's just impossible to find a place. It's not a viable option. That's my spiel.
Well, I think it's sad, that since we have so many students here, that they don't provide more vacancy.
Right on.
Yeah, sad.
What do you think could be done to?
Lower the rents.
Yeah.
Yeah, lower the rents. Open up new spaces. Probably in the core of
Would
the
you
city.
support that in Davis?
Opening up new rentals.
Yeah, or new spaces where there could be rentals, or new.
Yeah, and also probably I would agitate. If it was up to me, I would agitate for lowering the rents.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot.
My feelings on the 0.5 vacancy rate in Davis is that it could be problematic in that they raise the rent. They can raise the rent as high as they want to, and that affects all of us. I'm living in Greystone next year, and it costs about $410 a month, which is a lot. And also, it's problematic to find housing where you want to find it. Greystone's way out in the middle of nowhere, and but it's a nice place. But Arlington fills up pretty quickly, and most places do. And basically, the landlords can have their way, which is very problematic. They tend to overcharge. I think.
Okay. Do you know any people who've had pretty serious problems with it, or?
I don't know. Being a freshman, I've found that most people haven't found too many problems finding housing for next year. So I haven't had a problem with it. I find that the rent is probably a little too high.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I just think it reflects the fact that Davis is a city that isn't willing to expand. Like, they want to keep it a small community. But and if that's what they want to do, that's, our vacancy rate might go up the more students we get. But that's the kind of community they want to keep it, so I don't know what they should do about
Do
it.
you think that's very realistic?
Well, no, I don't think it's realistic, but if you want to keep a small town like this, and it's a great community, and it's a great aura to be in, I mean, they're trying to keep their dream city or whatever the way they want it, and that's what they want to do to their town. They have every right to, I guess.
I think that if they're going to have such low housing rates, then they should cut down on the students that they have coming to the campus, because at this point they're bringing more people into this town, and yet they're not willing to expand. For me, it wasn't a problem. I knew I was living immediately. But I do have friends who decided to wait and see if they could get a house to rent, and now they really just do not know where they're living. So people are having to split up, and they're living singles, and it's not the ideal living situation. So I think if they don't want to expand on housing, then they need to lower the rates of the incoming students.
Are they able to stay in Davis, the friends that you know?
So far, they have been able to, but I know that they were really struggling for a while, and they're paying really high rates because they're allowed to. Do you know what the highest are? I think I know someone paying like
400.
like $450 or something to live in a. I don't know. It's
There's
insane.
a single bedroom for like $600.
Yeah, I just think that's insane. And we have friends in Chico that are paying $600 for 3-bedroom places, so they can do it because there's such a demand here.
Have much trouble finding housing. We got lucky because we started looking really early, but I know a lot of people that are looking around and aren't able to find houses, and it's kind of like Davis is basically trying to keep it small. They're not willing to build anything else to accommodate all the people that are coming in. They don't realize that this is like a UC town, and they don't understand that it's going to get big no matter what happens. More people are going to come to the school, and more things need to be built to accommodate all the people. And they're trying to keep, just regular stores from coming in because they feel that like big name stores are going to outdo the little stores, which is always going to happen. You're not going to be able to live in a society, especially with a big college in town that's going to be all small, because you have so many people and so many younger people that are looking for different things that can't be provided by the smaller companies and smaller business people. So I think what needs to happen is that UC Davis, or Davis, the town, needs to start expanding their horizons and start looking towards the bigger companies to come in and provide accommodations for the people and provide services to the people. And if that doesn't happen, then there's just going to be more and more problems, and more people are going to, I don't know, leave or not come back, and then Davis is going to lose a lot of its population. And they may want that, but it's still a UC school, and they're not going to be able to have that. Okay.
I went to Fountain Circle really early, and so it was pretty easy for me to get a place. I didn't have too much trouble. I know some people that just recently got a house, and they got a nice house, and they didn't seem to have too much trouble either, so.
How early did you have to look?
Oh, I don't know how long ago it was. It was a while ago. It was still winter quarter when I looked, and so. Shut up! I'm doing an interview over here. So, I had no problem. I got a 2-bedroom at Fountain Circle I'm living with 2 other people, and actually it was a bunch of us. There was like 12 of us that got a place, and we got 3 2-bedrooms in the same complex, so we had really no trouble at all. We were all able to live together, so that was pretty cool.
Are you happy with your choice?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's kind of unfortunate because a lot of people, majority of people live in housing outside the dorms, and I know for myself it was hard to find housing. You had to be on a waiting list, and the waiting lists were really long, so I think something needs to be done, maybe more developments made or something like that.
Were you able to find housing for next year?
We were able to, but usually it was for smaller units, maybe the 2-bedroom, the 4 or 5 bedroom ones. You know, you really have to go at the beginning of the year, maybe January, February to look.
So when did you start looking for your
We started looking in February.
Wow.
Started talking about it in January and started looking for it in February.
So you're going to be leasing in fall?
In fall, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't really experience a housing shortage. I got my housing like at the beginning of winter quarter, I think. So I didn't really feel it that much. We got our house and I'm happy that we're living there, but it's kind of. No, we're living in an apartment, but we're going to be crammed, but should be okay.
Okay, thank you.
Personally, I have no problem with it. My parents live here, so I can just live at home, so it's not really a problem for me. Davis, so it's chill. I'll just visit Megan all the time. You know, not a problem.
Okay, thank you. Housing yet for next year?
Yeah, I have.
Did you find that it was a problem?
Not really.
Or
No.
did all your friends find housing?
Yeah, that's gonna be my roommate next year.
Oh, okay. So did you have problems?
At first it was kind of hard because there was a lot of waiting lists, but other than that, no, not really.
I believe the apartments can be pretty crowded, and because so many people are switching places all the time that they get run down really easily. That's basically.
Okay, did you find housing for next year already?
I found housing. The only way I did that is because I heard about how crowded it was, so I found a house, an apartment in January. I found out where I was going to live. But people who found and went looking for houses in May and April or even March had a lot of trouble finding a place to live. I didn't.